I have a problem, and I'm aware it's probably a geo problem, but I've got an issue regarding all this Jean-Clair Todibo articles that's gone up over the last 24 hours. Let me show you what I mean. We've got one here from Hammers News. At the bottom of it, it says, according to The Athletic, the Hammers could have activated that obligation to buy the centre-back in January before selling him on for an immediate profit. This has also been reported by West Ham Central. Then we've got West Ham News and Views as well there with their tweet, which is a really good Twitter account to follow, by the way. Then we've got some Muppet doing a video on Jean-Clair Todibo yesterday afternoon as well. But that's what caught my attention, because I've been out of the West Ham world over the last couple of days because of things going on in life. So this morning, it's sort of catch-up time for me. But I knew Gonzo had done that video, so I listened to it, fair enough. I'd read the articles regarding Todibo, and the reports were basically suggesting that in the January transfer window, we could have paid what we are owed for Todibo. Also, we loaned him back in the summer. We've got an obligation to buy him this summer. The total will be 36 million. I believe we've already paid about 10 million of it in a loan fee. So there's still 26 million outstanding, which we have to purchase him in the summer unless we get relegated. But the reports were suggesting we could bring it forward to January and then we could sell him. Because if we go back a couple of months, there was a lot of talk in January that we were going to sell him. Juventus were interested, Marseille were interested, Man United were interested. And I remember sitting here scoffing at it, going, we can't sell him. He's not our player. He's still technically Nice's player. We've just got him on loan. Then in the summer, he will become a West Ham United player, and then we could sell him. So how could we sell him in January? So according to these reports, Athletic are saying, well, West Ham could have just bought him in January, flipped him for an immediate profit. Happy days. Now, when I see stories like this, I like to go to the original source, because often things get removed in context. So journalist A may put up a story, and then journalist B will come along, read it and go, I'm having that. And they'll do their version of the story. And before you know it, you're on the 5th news article, who's copying the 4th news article, who's copying the 3rd or the 2nd one. You get what I mean? So by the 5th article, it's changed. The story isn't accurate anymore. So I've seen everyone saying, according to The Athletic, we could have signed Todibo and sold Todibo, likely to Man United or perhaps Marseille, because that's the two clubs that were apparently really interested in him. We'll get onto the authenticity of that interest in a second. So let's head to The Athletic. Right, here is my screen. I've logged in. I'm subscribed to Athletic. I like it. So we click on the West Ham United news on Athletic. We've got an article regarding the 2005 playoff win over Preston, and it's got quotes from Jimmy Walker in there. A nice read if you want to reminisce. We've got an article explaining why there's no Premier League games this weekend, if anyone isn't aware. The FA Cup was on. We've got a bit about how Tim Steidem was on a German podcast denying being banned from the training ground. Then we've got Roshane's opinion regarding what's likely to happen with every player in Graham Potter's squad. Good idea. Some have recommended it, may steal it. And then just a bit about Somerville. So nothing obvious there about Todibo. Fortunately, The Athletic have a search bar. So let's have a little look and see. When we search Todibo, we get that same article. Who has played the most minutes for each Premier League club and what does it tell us? Then we're all the way back in February here, which is, West Ham template is set. Summer transfers will dictate Graham Potter's success. Then here in January about how we have to buy him in the summer and Todibo wants to repay us. But there is nothing about what these articles are claiming. That's my problem. It's not a very big problem, by the way. I just can't find the original. So I appreciate it. Might have been said on a podcast or something. So I'm not saying it's fake news. I'm saying I can't find the bloody news. So it's not very helpful when you do a video. But that's all the latest thus far. And I thought, well, I've still got an opinion because I've listened to Gonzo's video and read all the articles and formed an opinion and then went to find the original source so that I could create this video. Anyway, before I give that, just one point in direction today. sponsor Surfshark, who are a VPN recommended by myself and Gonzo. Gonzo recommended Surfshark to me, and then we got a brand deal, and now me and Gonzo are recommending Surfshark to you guys. So if you're looking for a VPN which gives you an extra layer of security on your devices, plus it has a few features. Now, I don't know how a VPN works. All I know is it's supposed to keep your devices safer. That's it. But if you said to me, how does it actually work? I don't know. Just like, how do I know how a chip and pin works on your card? I don't know. I know what you're meant to do, put your numbers in, and it just works. But how it actually works, don't know. But there are some features that I do know how it works and how you can benefit from them. My favourite one is changing your geolocation. So let me give you an example. If I decided to go away today, I went to France or Spain or Italy or Germany to take in a football match. And whilst I was over there, I thought, I really want to access the same content I usually would back in the UK so I could watch it on my phone. If I thought, I know I need to log into my Sky Go account so I can watch Sky Sports, I can go onto Surfshark, change my location on my phone to being in the UK. So I will be in Italy, away to watch Napoli play later in the evening. But on my phone, it thinks it's in the UK. I can access content as usual. That is my favourite feature on there. Now, we've got a special offer for you, and that's 4 months for free. All you need to do is click on the link in the description below or go to surfshark.com/HammersChat. The offer will already be installed on your page, so you don't need to put any codes in or anything like that. You just go to the right URL. Plus, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you get it today, you don't like it, you've got until the end of April. Work out the 30th day. So that's just, I imagine it'll be the 29th of April you've got and to get a full refund. Plus, you only need one account, unlimited devices. So you're thinking, whoa, hang on, I've got this device, that device, this device. That's going to cost, it doesn't cost a penny more. One account, unlimited devices. Links in the description below. Now, regarding Todibo, when I seen and heard all this, I thought, okay, this summer, because Gonzo's gone and spoke to a top source at West Ham. That's what Gonzo said. I say he's spoken to David Sullivan. I could be wrong. My opinion, reading Gonzo's article, he's spoken to David Sullivan. David Sullivan basically said, I don't know where you've got your information from. He's a big part of our plans. Now, it wouldn't make sense we've turned down interest from him in January. Why would we? Even if we could make money on him, why would we do that? We don't need to. And I'd never believed we were in a relegation battle. But let's go back to January. We were on the brink of one. We could have easily been sucked into that. If Ipswich and or Leicester had better results and we had worse results, we could have been in a relegation battle. So selling a pretty important centre-back would have been a daft thing to do. There's no need to cash in and make money on him. And I think that's applicable this summer. I don't want to see him go at all. I was actually surprised at how much I was against selling him. I'm pretty, as you will know, I'm pretty open to selling players at West Ham. I thought Bourne and Scarles are the only two players I don't want to sell. But when I've seen this over the last day, I thought, no, we don't sell Todibo. And I've discovered that actually there would be a price, but it would be not just a profit. It would have to be an excessive profit for myself to be satisfactory and be happy to see Todibo leave West Ham, because I don't think we've seen the best of him. Maybe we have. Maybe someone that's seen Todibo a lot at Barcelona and Nice will be able to say, no, this is what you're getting. But I feel like there's more to come from him. I think he's had a very interrupted season with injury and then from falling out with Lopetegui, and then he's come back and he's been observing, is that the correct terminology? Ramadan, so that's not been helpful in regards to him building his minutes up, so he's been getting substituted on the hour mark, but that's come to a conclusion now, so I'm hoping between now and the end of the season we can start seeing him play 90 minutes every single game, get a real good look at him. But from the start until now, I still don't think we've seen the best of Todibo. However, there's been games where we have seen him, I've liked what I've seen. There's been games where it's made me a little bit nervous. I thought he's not quite the finished article. However, he's still quite a young centre-back, all things considered. And I'm looking forward to seeing him next season. And when, Roshane went and did that article, if you were to go do your equivalent when it comes to Todibo, I'd imagine most West Ham fans would say, keep him next season that's that sorted. I would like to see him tested more in a back four this season, because whilst we've looked good in a back three under Graham Potter, he has, at his previous clubs, always flipped between a 3 and a 4. Slice it and dice it however you want, whether it's a 3 or a 5. I don't really care. It's a back. I always consider describing a formation, I always describe it how it is in possession rather than out of possession. So 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 in the last few games is what we've seen under Potter. We did try a back four against Brentford. It went wrong. But I would like to see us try a few more games and have Todibo and Kilman as the centre-back partnership and see how they get on. Because if Potter's going to have that at West Ham, which I think he will, we're going to need to make sure our centre-backs are as comfortable in a 2 as they are in a 3. And I don't know about Todibo. You said to me he's a good in the back 2. I said, yeah, I like him. He's comfortable on the ball. He's actually all right at, I wouldn't say driving with the ball. I think that would be inaccurate. But travelling with it would be fair. He's good at that. He's good at his passing. He's a good defensive defender. But in a centre-back pairing, I don't know. I want to discover it as well. So I'm hoping that's what we can see. Anyway, that's all the reports. The original one, don't know. I'm just assuming it was said on a podcast, but I can't find it. Although I would have liked to have read it from the original source. But regardless, it's something that could have happened in January. It didn't. Talk of Man U being interested in the summer. I don't believe it. The reason I don't believe it is because Man U need a striker, at least one number 10, a central midfielder and a goalkeeper before they sign a centre-back, in my opinion. I don't know. That's just my evaluation of the Man U squad under Ruben Amorim so far. Moving on to other centre-backs. I've moved my notepad. That was useless. I need it. We've been linked to Omar Slet. Do you remember him? We were linked to him last summer. He left Salzburg on a free, and I think there was almost like an expectancy there'd be a rush of big clubs trying to sign him. And, well, he went to Udinese, which isn't a bad club, but I thought there'd maybe be more / bigger clubs in for him. And I've seen him play once this season. He played Napoli a couple of weeks ago. I thought he was really good in that game. And I remembered him because I remember thinking, we were linked to him. Well, we've been linked to him again. It's not the best source in the world. Nico, the journalist, I can't recall his second name, he said that West Ham scouts were at the Udinese game at the weekend to watch him in particular. Now, he's just turned 25 years old. Unfortunately, the price tag that Nico suggested is around about 30 million euros. Now, bear in mind, we could have had him, or we could have tried to sign him for free less than 12 months ago. I find this one hard to believe. Although we do need a centre-back, and we have been linked to a few others. Well, the transfer rumour shows are going to get more and more frequent as we get closer to the actual transfer window. The second transfer window, by the way, I know there's 2. I ain't having that. I've seen the way it's worded. There's 2 summer transfer windows for the first time ever. Technically true. But let's face it, the first transfer window is for Chelsea and Man City only. No one else, well, there might be some clubs do a little bit of business then. I'd be surprised. It's at the very start of June, and the only reason it's split is because under rules you can only have 89 days for your summer transfer window. So if you were to take it from deadline day back, when it would start is like, because of the Club World Cup, they want to have it on the 1st till the 10th, and then it goes until the 1st of September, I think it is. So there's 2 summer transfer windows. The first one, it's only so Man City and Chelsea can do business if they want ahead of the Club World Cup, which, by the way, the winner gets 94 million. That is ridiculous. I actually hope it's not Man City or Chelsea that win it, because could you imagine, for PSR purposes, and I appreciate that Man City don't pay too much attention to them anyway, nor does Chelsea really, but 94 million of prize money, that's for the winner. I think in group stage, just playing in it, you get a decent chunk of money. I think the tournament itself, prize money is like 800 million, I think. It's closer to $1 billion than $500 million. 800 million of prize money. But there's 200 million of prize money that they've not decided what they're doing with it yet. Honestly, I'm not even kidding. Google it. There's 2 months to go. They don't even know what they're doing with 200 million. They've taken most of it, divided it up into, playing, winning a game, qualifying, making the semis and getting knocked out, runner-up, finalists. They've got all that stuff done, but there's still 200 million left to distribute, and they're debating distributing it among football. But the thing is, that's not going to go very far, is it, when you spread it that thin? I don't know what they should do with it. Give it to grassroots football or something. It's just 94 million for winning it. Obscene amount of money. Right, one other player that I was going to mention that we've been linked to, because I've never heard of him, and I'm intrigued to, if you guys have heard of him, let me know in the comments below. I apologise to any Greek viewers right now. Charalampos Kostoulas, the Olympiakos 17-year-old striker. He's playing regularly over there. Anyone that's 17 playing regular football in quite a strong enough league like the Greek one, I think is worth paying attention to. Lots of big clubs looking at him. Man United, the other one that was named in the report. But apparently we've sent scouts over on a few occasions to go and scout him. Now, the word on the street from the Greek side of things is he's not being sold this summer. And it's as simple as that. They're keeping him for another year. And I think when they're that age, I think just stay where you are. If you're playing decent amount of minutes, which you are, and you're only 17, you've got enough time to make your mind up. But I'm chucking it out there because unlike Jean-Clair Todibo, I was able to find the original source of this transfer rumour. So there you go. Right, I'm off. I'll be back in the morning with our podcast, myself and Frankie. We're recording tonight, and then it'll be up first thing in the morning discussing Fulkrug starting, maybe Ferguson starting, maybe we might agree, might disagree. I don't know. We've not recorded it yet, but that'll be the video tomorrow, and then we'll be live with our build-up show for the Wolves game. Hope you've all had a lovely weekend. Thank you very much for joining me and sticking with it until the end of the video. Before you go though, please drop a like on the video. If you're new, subscribe. Catch you tomorrow.